berita ekonomi, khususnya di capital market.
The government claims MotoGP Mandalika tickets have sold out. Former Vice President says that delaying 2024 election can spark conflicts. Good evening, it's Monday, March 7, 2022. Market Headlines is ready to provide you information from business and economic with me, Wicky Adrian. This is Market Headlines. SOE Minister Erick Thohir stated that tickets for MotoGP Mandalika have sold out. At the same time, the minister revealed that the total contribution of SOE for MotoGP Mandalika exceeded 3.8 trillion rupiah, including for the construction of the circuit to the provision of accommodation.
SOE Minister Erick Thohir stated that tickets for the main MotoGP 2022 series of Pertamina Grand Prix of Indonesia, which will be held on Sunday, March 20, 2022, have sold out. According to Erick, this is due to increasing enthusiasm of the community, both individuals, communities, sponsors, corporations, both SOE and private, as well as full support from the regional government, especially the West Nusa Tenggara provincial government.
Mengucapkan apresiasi yang luar biasa atas animo masyarakat, di mana tiket daripada MotoGP ya untuk yang utama bisa terjual habis. Tentu ini animo karena tentu ada yang individu, ada yang komunitas, dan tentu ada yang korporasi. Dan Dorna sangat mengapresiasi sehingga Dorna juga membuka stand tambahan. Itu grandstand untuk fansnya Marc Marquez dan juga Maverick Vinales. Sejumlah 500 tiket lagi, dan saya yakin ini sold out juga.
Erick said that the MotoGP 2022 Pertamina Grand Prix of Indonesia series is an international event that must be supported by all Indonesian people. He said that SOEs worked hard and went all out to ensure that the Mandalika MotoGP event was ready to be implemented. Erick said that the total contribution of SOEs exceeded 3.8 trillion rupiah, starting from investment in circuit construction, supporting infrastructure, building hotels for accommodation, as well as sponsorships. IDX Channel reports.
Foreign Minister emphasized the importance of the Indonesia-Europe partnership in accelerating economic recovery. The minister mentioned three priorities for cooperation, namely partnerships in the health supply chain, digital transformation, and energy transition.
Foreign Minister Retno Marsudi emphasized the importance of the Indonesia-Europe partnership in accelerating economic recovery. The Foreign Minister mentioned three priorities for cooperation, namely partnerships that support Indonesia's role in the health supply chain as a hub in pharmaceutical and vaccine production in the region, then digital transformation and accelerated energy transition.
Indonesia-Europe partnership has contributed to our respective recovery. The EU is now Indonesia's fifth largest trading partner. Indonesia is particularly interested to bolster partnership with Europe in three key areas. First, strengthening Indonesia's role in global health supply chain. Second, enhancing digital transformation in Indonesia. Colleagues, digital ecosystem in Indonesia grows rapidly and provides accelerating energy transition toward low carbon economy.
The Indonesia-Europe Business Forum recorded a potential trade transaction of $57.2 million, including $6.8 million that has already been realized. In addition, the Indonesia-Europe Business Forum was also used to encourage the realization of investment potential since the second semester of 2021, amounting to $22.38 billion from various sectors. IDX Channel reports.
The Ministry of Public Works will start implementing the contactless toll system at the end of this year. The ministry said that the payment system will use multi-lane free flow or MLFF.
The Ministry of Public Works and Public Housing will start implementing the technology for paying tolls without stopping or contactless with the concept of an intelligent toll road system starting at the end of this year. The payment system will use multi-lane free flow or MLFF. According to the head of the Toll Road Regulatory Agency, Danang Parikesit, before being implemented, the MLFF technology will be tested on several toll roads this year. It targets this technology to be 100% operational by the end of 2023.
Tahun ini kita akan mulai mengenalkan transaksi yang sifatnya near sentuh, jadi tidak lagi melakukan tapping di gate, tetapi dengan menggunakan electronic onboard unit yang itu terhubung dengan satelit ya, dan gantry kamera-kamera yang ada di gantry kita, sehingga masyarakat tidak harus tapping, dia langsung begitu lewat langsung terbuka gate-nya, kemudian bisa jalan.
In addition to implementing this system, in order to improve convenience on the toll roads, the ministry will also increase the use of digital applications for better effectiveness and user experience. Meantime, to maintain the investment climate and toll road services to the public, the Ministry of Public Works encourages transformation, innovation, and modernization. IDX Channel reports.
Moving on to global update, Vladimir Putin said that Russia will only halt military operation if Ukraine stopped fighting and Moscow's demands were met. Meanwhile, Visa and MasterCard decided to suspend operations in Russia. More stories on today's International Minute.
Russian President Vladimir Putin told Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan in a phone call on Sunday that Russia would only halt its military operation if Ukraine stopped fighting and Moscow's demands were met, the Kremlin said in a statement. Putin said the operation was going according to plan and to schedule, and that he hoped Ukrainian negotiators will take a more constructive approach at talks and take into account the reality on the ground, the Kremlin said in statement. Payment networks Visa, MasterCard, and American Express have said they would suspend operations in Russia, dealing a new blow to the country's financial system after its invasion of Ukraine. The decision followed a request by Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky on Saturday and threatens to further isolate a Russian economy, facing crippling financial sanctions and a string of corporate boycotts. San Francisco-based Visa said in a statement that it would immediately begin working with clients and partners in Russia to stop all transactions over the coming days. Russia's communications regulator says it blocked Meta Platforms Inc.'s Facebook in response to what it said were restrictions of access to Russian media on its platform, more than a week after Moscow invaded its neighbor Ukraine. The regulator, Roskomnadzor, said on Friday there had been 26 cases of discrimination against Russian media by Facebook since October 2020, with access restricted to state-backed channels like RT and the RIA news agency. Tesla received a conditional go-ahead for its German Gigafactory near Berlin, the state of Brandenburg said, ending months of delay for the €5 billion landmark plant. The Gigafactory, which is crucial to Tesla chief executive Elon Musk's ambitions to vanquish European market leader Volkswagen, was initially supposed to open last summer. Germany's largest automaker has the upper hand in Europe, with a 25% share of electric vehicle sales to Tesla's 13%. IDX Channel reports.
Stay tuned on Market Headlines because we'll be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
Setiap bulan, saya mensisihkan 100.000 dari gaji untuk nabung saham.
Cara nabung saham nggak ribet, saya aja bisa kok.
Jangan mengandalkan orang tua terus, makanya saya mulai nabung saham.
Yuk kita nabung saham sekarang.
Presidente della Repubblica di Indonesia.
Presidensi G20 di Indonesia akan mendorong upaya bersama untuk pemulihan ekonomi dunia dengan tema Recover Together, Recover Stronger. Kami akan menjamu Yang Mulia dan Bapak Ibu di hamparan pantai Bali yang indah yang menginspirasi gagasan-gagasan inovatif untuk produktivitas G20 ke depan. Sampai bertemu di Indonesia, terima kasih.
Perbincangan hangat tentang isu dan kebijakan ekonomi terkini yang diulas secara mendalam bersama narasumber terpercaya. Market Review, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 10 waktu Indonesia bagian Barat, hanya di IDX Channel.
Sektor UMKM hanya akan dikenakan pajak final 0,5%.
Awali hari Anda dengan informasi dunia ekonomi yang diulas dari berbagai sudut pandang. Power Breakfast, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 8.30, hanya di IDX Channel. Welcome back. Due to discourses on delaying 2024 general election, former Vice President Yusuf Kala made it clear that postponing the election is prone to spark conflicts. He also reminds people that it would also violate the country's constitution.
Former Vice President Yusuf Kala made it clear that postponing the 2024 general elections suggested by a number of political figures is prone to spark conflicts. He reminded people that it would also violate the country's constitution. The former Golkar Party politician asserted that extending a president's term will be unconstitutional and incite more conflicts among each political spectrum. The idea of pushing back the general election by 2 years was first voiced by PKB chairperson Muhaimin Iskandar. His suggestion on separate occasions was then echoed by other politicians such as PAN chairperson Zulkifli Hasan and Golkar Party chair and coordinating economic minister Erlangga Hartarto. In general, these politicians justified their suggestion by claiming the country is not yet in a stable condition to host a general election. They argued that the government needs to be given to time to recover. However, other political parties such as Nasdem, PKS, Demokrat, P3, and PDIP have voiced their opposition. A latest survey by LSI also revealed that the majority of respondents, as many as 71%, strongly opposed the idea of extending President Joko Widodo's term until 2027. IDX Channel reports.
The Ministry of Trade confirmed that it had evaluated the scarcity of cooking oil and found that there were still distribution problems at the lowest level. The Ministry of Trade promised to solve the problem and ensure that it was not difficult for the public to get cooking oil at the price set by the government. Regarding the scarcity of cooking oil, the Minister of Trade, Muhammad Lutfi, admitted that he had gone directly to the field by visiting various regions. As a result of the visit, Lutfi found a distribution problem at the lowest level. Lutfi ensured that the Ministry of Trade would resolve the issue quickly.
Ternyata permasalahan itu bukan hanya di minyak, tetapi juga di distribusi di tingkat yang paling rendah. Di minyaknya sekarang sudah ada, sekarang itu kalau orang bilang itu permasalahannya itu adalah di detailnya. Saya akan singkirkan semua permasalahan-permasalahan tersebut agar distribusi ini berjalan dengan baik. Saya minta Pak Dirjen Perdagangan Dalam Negeri dan Perdagangan Luar Negeri untuk memastikan semua minyak sampai distribusi, terutama ke Indonesia Timur, berjalan.
The increase in global oil prices is believed to have an impact on the Indonesian economy. The impacts include a larger subsidy burden for the state budget, as well as rising prices for a number of basic commodities.
Energy Watch Executive Director Mamit Setiawan ensured that the increase in global oil prices would have an impact on the Indonesian economy. According to him, the 2022 state budget will clearly be burdened due to the assumption that oil prices are much lower than current prices. According to Mamit, the government should increase the subsidy budget for fuel, not to mention the fuel compensation to be paid by the government to business entities will also increase.
Saya pastikan akan memberikan dampak yang cukup signifikan terhadap beban APBN kita. Karena kita tahu bahwa beban APBN untuk subsidi ini masih cukup tinggi. Belum lagi beban kompensasi BBM yang harus dibayarkan pemerintah kepada badan usaha pastinya akan mengalami kenaikan yang cukup signifikan. Hal ini bisa kita lihat dan kita pahami karena memang dalam asumsi APBN di tahun 2022 hanya di angka $63 per barrel.
Mamit added that apart from being a burden on the state budget, according to him, the increase in world oil will affect the increase in the price of basic commodities because fuel and LPG are still the main energy sources in the production process. IDX Channel reports.
The selection committee for the OJK Board of Commissioners has completed the final stage of testing. The selection committee, chaired by the Minister of Finance, has completed the fourth stage, which are affirmations and interviews. Sri Mulyani stated that 21 names had been selected, which were submitted by the selection committee to President Joko Widodo. Meanwhile, there are 3 candidates for the chair of the OJK Board of Commissioners out of a total of 21 names submitted, of which President Joko Widodo will choose 2 names which will be brought for a fit and proper test by the House of the Representatives.
Hasil seleksi tahap keempat dan keseluruhan proses seleksi tersebut dengan menetapkan 21 calon yang lulus tahap keempat, calon ketua DKOJK merangkap anggota. Ketiga calon tersebut adalah 1. Saudara Mahendra Siregar, SEMEC. Kedua, Dr. Insinyur Darwin Cyril Nurhadi, MBA. Dan yang ketiga calon adalah Dr. Iskandar Simorangkir, SEMA CRGP.
Gudang Garam adds more capital for Kediri Airport construction after the break on market headlines.
Presidente della Repubblica di Indonesia.
Presidensi G20 di Indonesia akan mendorong upaya bersama untuk pemulihan ekonomi dunia dengan tema Recover Together, Recover Stronger. Kami akan menjamu Yang Mulia dan Bapak Ibu di hamparan pantai Bali yang indah yang menginspirasi gagasan-gagasan inovatif untuk produktivitas G20 ke depan. Sampai bertemu di Indonesia, terima kasih.
Nah, idenya itu bermula dengan saya dan 2 orang kawan kuliah. Jadi kami temenan kuliah, tapi kami bertiga ini backgroundnya sama-sama dari fishery industry.
Kewaspadaan terhadap penyebaran Omikron harus terus diperketat.
Ya, hal ini sebagai antisipasi dari masuknya virus varian lainnya ke Indonesia.
Awali hari Anda dengan informasi dunia ekonomi yang diulas dari berbagai sudut pandang. Simak pula analisa pasar modal dan inspirasi bisnis dari berbagai perusahaan rintisan. Power Breakfast, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 8.30, hanya di IDX Channel. Perbincangan hangat tentang isu dan kebijakan ekonomi terkini yang diulas secara mendalam bersama narasumber terpercaya. Market Review, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 10 waktu Indonesia bagian Barat, hanya di IDX Channel.
Welcome back. At the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement earlier today, JCI was opened at the level of 6,905.32. Then approaching the closing time of the session, the index was on the level of 6,872.79. And then the index was showing weakening trend by the second session closing time. Index was closed at the level of 6,869.07. In short, JCI went down 0.86%. And next, we're going to see the sectoral movement leading the dynamics of today's trading. We got Basic as the leader of the strengthening trend that went up 2.14%. And Energy went up 1.76%. And next, we got Technology as the leader of the weakening trend, went down 2.64%. And Non-Cyclic went down 2.29%. Moving on to top gainers and top losers, here are the key highlights from today's trading session. ANTM went up 15.1% to the level of 2,820 rupiah per share. Adaro went up 7.24% to the level of 3,260 rupiah per share. Telkom went up 2.95% to the level of 4,530 rupiah per share. And Pegas went up 2.24% to the level of 1,600 rupiah per share. Meantime, the top losers for today's trading, we got Bank BRI went down 2.57% to the level of 4,550 rupiah per share. BBCA went down 2.22% to the level of 7,725 rupiah per share. ADMR went down 3.69% to the level of 1,695 rupiah per share. And Indi went down 0.34% to the level of 2,930 rupiah per share. And we're going to see this intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. Opened at the level of 14,383. Rupiah was also showing strengthening trend towards US dollar and was closed at the level of 14,350. In summary, rupiah went up 0.64%. Gudang Garam again injected capital into its subsidiary Surya Doho Investama amounting to 2 trillion rupiah. The additional capital aims to support the continuation of the process of building an integrated airport in Kediri, East Java.
Gudang Garam again injected capital into its subsidiary Surya Doho Investama amounting to 2 trillion rupiah. Gudang Garam Director Istata Sidarta said that the additional capital was carried out to support the continuation of the process of building an integrated airport in Kediri, East Java, which was built by Gudang Garam through Surya Doho Investama. In this affiliated transaction, Gudang Garam took 2 million new shares issued by Surya Doho Investama with an additional capital deposit of 2 trillion rupiah. With this transaction, Surya Doho Investama's issued and paid up capital increased to 8 trillion rupiah. Gudang Garam has 7.99 million shares or 7.99 trillion rupiah. He continued, the additional issued and paid up capital will be made in stages, starting with an initial capital deposit of 100 billion rupiah on March 4th, 2022. IDX Channel reports.
In the annual general meeting of shareholders, Bank Tabungan Negara decided to distribute cash dividends totaling 237.62 billion rupiah to shareholders.
Bank Tabungan Negara in the annual general meeting of shareholders decided to distribute cash dividends totaling 237.62 billion rupiah or equivalent to 22.43 rupiah per share to shareholders. The President Director of Bank BTN said that this amount was 10% of BTN's net profit for the 2021 financial year, which reached 2.37 trillion rupiah. Meanwhile, 90% of net profit is designated as the company's retained earnings. In addition to deciding on the distribution of cash dividends, at the annual general meeting of shareholders of Bank BTN, there were several agenda items discussed and the AGM has approved. Among others, the ratification of the annual report and the ratification of the company's financial statements for the 2021 fiscal year, the determination of the use of the company's net profit for the 2021 fiscal year, and changes to the composition company management. IDX Channel reports.
PP Presisi achieved a new contract of 333 billion rupiah in early 2022. Due to the achievement, the revenue increased 54% from the same period in 2021.
In early 2022, PP Presisi achieved a new contract of 333.5 billion rupiah. This revenue increased 54% year-on-year from 153.5 billion in the same period in 2021. President Director of PP Presisi, Ruli Noviandar, said that the new contract was obtained from the addition of new contracts on an ongoing basis in the mining development of the Weda Bay nickel mining project. The company also obtained new structure work contracts on several building projects. As an illustration, in 2021, PP Presisi obtained a new contract of 2.9 trillion rupiah. Ruli said that the company's strategy and policies would focus on integrated mining services and infrastructure specialists. From national strategic projects obtained through PP Group and non-PP Group, especially in the mining services sector. This is done to achieve the targets that have been set in 2022 and increase performance growth in a sustainable manner. IDX Channel reports.
And the news closed our market lines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, Your Trustworthy Economic, Business and Capital Market Channel. I'm Wicky Adrian. Have a nice evening and stay safe. Seiring meluasnya cakrawala investasi di tengah pasar saham yang dinamis. Analisa mendalam diperlukan untuk menemukan saham berorientasi value yang menghasilkan kinerja yang tinggi. IDX Channel akan mengulas isu pasar dan pergerakan saham terkini. Saksikan ulasannya bersama analis terpercaya